Hello everyone. This is my second video. In the first one, you may find who I am and what I'm doing here. You may take a look if you didn't do it before. Before I will go into details of politics or military of nowadays, I would like to be grateful. Ukrainians are very grateful to the countries and people who support us in these black times. I want to name those countries and I hope I will not forget any of them. Just to be clearly understandable, the order in which I name all the countries doesn't mean we are less or more grateful if someone is at the top or at the end of the list. It's just my personal feeling. It is the names that come to my mind when I want to remember them. Just as a kind reminder, you can support Ukraine by subscribing now to this channel and sharing it in your social media. This will help as well as if you will distribute this video to the people that are able to make a financial boost. If you can donate, there is a PayPal address in the description and first comment to this video. All the money received from you will be sent to buy vehicles and equipment for the Ukrainian forces. As soon as there will be a valuable amount of money, I'll start procurement and make a second channel to report you, my dear friends. So let's start. Firstly, I want to mention the country of free people and democracy, the country that often helps other countries to gain freedom when they truly want it. So it is the United States of America. We must say, if the United States didn't support us in these black times, we wouldn't have resources. I mean, weapons, money. Also, propaganda is crucially important. It means that without this boost in the informational field, many other countries may not have supported us. So it is a complex support. To my mind, one of the best examples is financing African countries so they're able to buy Ukrainian crops so Ukrainians have money to finance their needs. I understand that there are other aims to do it, but I'm focused on Ukraine, our problems, and do not plan to discuss other things that happen. The thing that I want to underline is that the support from the United States is permanent all the time and doesn't depend on political, financial, or climate issues inside of the US. This is what Ukraine learns to do inside of our institutions. Subscribe now if you're interested to know more, if you do not want to miss this information. And we are going to the second name, and I'm happy to say it is Poland. You may ask me why I'm happy to say that. It's because they are our neighbors, and it is a big pleasure when you have these brothers and sisters who live near us. It is important to understand that the Polish are happy to have Andrzej Duda as a president at this black time. He is clever and brave. He is not just doing it for the interests of Poland, but just helps Ukraine as a gentleman, neighbor, brother, and partner. The thing is that if there were another president in Poland, then it would be much harder to Ukraine, United States, Great Britain, and other countries to supply weapons. Poland itself wouldn't have the benefits it will have after the war if they were a stupid head of the country like Orban or Berlusconi. It should be underlined that not only Polish government supports Ukraine, most of its nations support Ukraine as a country. Ukrainian refugees in their towns and cities are supported by Polish citizens. They give their food, places to live, job, and thanks to Ukraine. Of course, they understand that if Ukraine is occupied, Poland may be the next. But it is not just a help out of fear. It is a help of family, one member to another. Thirdly, I must mention Great Britain, Canada, and Australia. I'm happy to mention that Ukraine is lucky that at the time when the war started, Great Britain had a great Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. Great Britain helped Ukraine not only with modern weapons, it helped to work with many other countries. British citizens are far from Ukraine geographically, but are so much focused on the problem and support all of their government does in relationships Great Britain Ukraine. There is a feeling inside Ukraine that British people became our family, that we are a part of a big community, and we are happy because of that. It is such a crucial support with the weapons, and that British officials always come support first in the gentleman manner, as we were equal partners. Although Canada and Australia are located far from Ukraine, their governments support Ukraine with weapons, and their citizens support Ukrainians as we are a part of the big family of democracy. And just because they are sensitive and friendly people, it was hard to imagine before the war that on the opposite side of the planet, in Vancouver or Seattle, people will cry as soon as they understand you're Ukrainian. Fourthly, it is Baltic countries, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Nevertheless, they are not giant countries. They support Ukraine as much as they can, even if it makes a big danger for them. If Russia wins, it is almost certain that Russia will attack all of these, or at least some of these countries, and their support to Ukraine makes the risk of the attack even higher. We know that in that meaning of the percentage of the weapons that they had stored, they sent us much more than other countries. I mean, the percentage of the weapon that they sent us comparing to the weapons that they had is much more than in any other country. These countries are always speaking loud when they protect democracy, Ukraine, as they know what is the price to be a part of autocracy. Along with tanks, I should say we are excited to learn how they developed their countries after the USSR collapsed. Next, I want to focus on the short list of countries that help Ukraine in more private but still crucially important way. It is important that they try to be honest with Ukraine. They just are not providing their support in a very public manner. So it is Romania, Denmark, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Bulgaria. Some of these countries sent to Ukraine their aircrafts, which with just a contract that other countries will protect their sky instead of send aircraft. It's unbelievable. All of these countries send their weapons, help with logistics, and to support us in the public information area. Finishing with this part, I want to send the biggest thanks to Turkey and Azerbaijan. They are strong allies of Ukraine in the south. Turkey helps with weapons. One of the most famous is Bayraktar. Also, Turkey helped with negotiations. For example, we started to export Ukrainian crops through the Black Sea. Before that, all of the ships were stricken by Russian missiles. Azerbaijan helps with its fuel for the tanks, trucks, and other vehicles. Our forces would have stopped in the first months without this fuel. I'm sure they also sent us other military support, but without loudly announcing. Unfortunately, not all of the European or NATO countries work as they are in Europe and they have a real values. The best examples are France and Germany. It looks like they have an unannounced agreement between themselves, so they do together and equally. On the one hand, they send some weapons and sanctions. On the other hand, they protect their companies and Russian banks from these sanctions. So it looks like a boy whose friend is under attack from their drug supplier. On the other hand, this boy says, please stop the fight. On the first, it gives a drug supplier some money that helps to kick their best friend. These countries are trying to make, as some people say, real politique. However, this politic will lead to prolong the war in time, so even their citizens will suffer more from high tariffs and uncertainty. They should start protecting their democracy, their values as the biggest treasure, and help Ukraine finish the war faster. What will they get from it? A preferences on the new rich markets. For now, it looks like these countries still hope to save Russian Nazi regime in Moscow. They still do not understand things will not become the same again, thanks to English-speaking countries, Poland, Baltic countries, Romania, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Czech Republic, Denmark, Slovenia, Japan, South Korea, and many others. So this is all for today. As a final reminder, push your thumbs up and subscribe if you don't want to miss my tomorrow's video regarding the countries that help Russia to make this war. Bye-bye.